What's going on, guys? Welcome to Next TCG. I'm Mike.
And I'm Chris.
And today I have a bunch of nostalgia for myself, while Chris just makes fun of me for having a unhealthy obsession with Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
So, this is the original trading card game before they had the living card game of Lord of the Rings, made by Decipher. These are just two of the starter decks. I found these on eBay the other day and couldn't help myself. What year is this from? Because it was like 2002. Yeah, 2002. 2002 when I actually played this. And this is actually one of the games that got me super into just card games. I'd already played Magic and a couple other things before that. But this one is just, it was so much fun. And as I said, I have an unhealthy obsession with Lord of the Rings. So I figured I'd open it up. If you guys want to see more of Lord of the Rings, the Lord of the Rings card game, trust me, you won't hurt my feelings if you say yes, because I will totally go get more stuff and open up on the channel and force Chris to play. Don't. So anyway, these are two of the starter decks from the Mines of Moria set. There was one set before this. I think it was just Fellowship of the Ring. I think what they did is they would do like the movie set, the base movie, so Fellowship and then Two Towers, and then in between they would have one or two expansion sets. Now, as much as I played this game, it has been 18 years probably since I played it. Or is that counting too much? No, like 16 years. 16 years.
Old years ago.
Be quiet. So 16 years since I've actually played this game. I have no clue how to play it anymore. But if you guys want to see some gameplay of it, we will definitely figure out how to play again. And we'll play it. And even if you don't want to see it, I might just force Chris to do it anyway because I want to. So I'm going to open up the Gandalf. And as Chris calls him, Chris is going to open up the Dwarf King.
Yes.
So, find the little cigarette tab that's on here, as Chris likes to call it. You know, one thing I'm going to do, like this is old. Like this is old. I'm going to smell this. Oh, dude, just smell it. Just smell it. Card games don't smell like that anymore. They don't. So, box, we're done. Anyway, here is a little booklet, and tell me when the last time you saw like a little booklet like this was. Now you get like those little quick play guides or whatever, and then Dragon Ball has the big old mats and everything. But this actually teaches you how to play the game. What a coinky dink.
It's got an index and everything.
Dude, well, there's a lot of information. So here is like the turn sequence. As I said, it's really weird because basically your decks, you have a Fellowship side and a Shadow side. Fellowship phase, Shadow phase, Maneuver phase, Archery phase, Assignment phase, Skirmish, and then Regroup. And then there's sites that you got to move down. There's a couple different ways to win. It's all the stuff. So, anyway, here we go. So this is Gandalf the Grey Pilgrim, and of course all the pictures on it's going to be from the movies. And yeah, but these are promos. So here's a promo card. The start of each of your turns, you may draw a card. Yep. So we get, looks like one copy of that. So each Fellowship is going to have, of course, Frodo. You have to have a ring bearer with a ring. And so as I said, I'm trying to remember everything, but it's been so long. But basically, yeah, that's like your commander, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. And then you have your ring. They all do something. They have responses, things like that. Most of the time they add something. Then you also have burdens with Frodo. So where it says resistance 10, say you have to go exert, which I think is what they use to take a damage. Instead, you can add burdens to him. But once he gets to 10 burdens, Frodo dies. So kind of how that works. But anyway, so that's part of our Fellowship.
You lose the game once he dies, all right?
Yes. Well, yes and no. So, like, the deck that I used to play way back when, and this is going to be such a long video of me just, like, rambling. But the deck that I used to play was, it was, what was it called? It was like Sam and Frodo and orcs. Basically, from this set, actually, Mines of Moria, the orcs were kind of like, it's kind of like a swarm thing, like a storm deck or like elves and magic. Like, it just get ridiculous and you can keep cycling them, all that crap. But then the way the deck worked was it was just Frodo and Sam. I had no one else in my Fellowship because there's a way that you actually can have like a certain number or something like that, and you can start off with this, something like that. But they would just pump each other up, and if something happened to Frodo, Sam can actually be a ring bearer, so you can actually move to him. So you wouldn't die if you have a Sam that has ring bearer, but if you don't, then yes, once Frodo's done, that's it. So you got event cards, and look, see, that's Goblin Spearman. While bearing a Goblin Spear, this minion is damage +2. I mean, think about that. You never see a card cost 2 to play. It has 6 damage already, but 1 health. You don't really see that a lot in any game. Fly, you fools. Intimidate. Goblin Pursuer. And I'm just going to kind of go through these slowly so you guys can check them out. Host of Thousands. That was definitely one of the biggest cards from that deck, just because it costs nothing to play and you get to play a orc from your discard pile. I mean, that's all good right there. Old Differences. Another event. There's that spear to give that other one +2, which, I mean, he already gets +2 from it. So, essentially, for 3, you get a 10.
That's not bad.
That's a lot. That's a lot of damage. Goblin Pursuer. Goblin Flankers. Sword Arm of the White Tower. Another event card. Some more Spearmen. Scavengers. I think that was a really big card, too. When you play this minion, you may play a weapon from your discard pile on your on an orc. And that's another way they did it. Each different class would have like these little symbols up here, and then that's how it differentiate, because you would have other orcs and different things.
Okay.
So there's another Gandalf. So there's a Mary, another companion, and you have companions and allies. So there's an ally right there. So companions are the ones that you actually start off with, and again, I don't remember exactly how you. There's a certain number or something like that you had to have out there, but then allies are just things that you can play and do stuff with, because I don't remember.
He's got a hat, so he's like a magical wizard.
Well,
Harry Potter.
Did you just do what I just think you did? All right. Hope you guys enjoy next TCG, especially if you just really enjoy me, because Chris won't be around long enough to see where this thing goes. Strength of Spirit, Goblin Runner, another great Goblin card. Whenever you play this minion, you add 2. And you had to... dude, I'll have to really sit down and actually look at everything. Look, we got elves. Lyco's Lost. Drums in the Deep. Stand Against Darkness. Boromir. Mysterious Wizard. Goblin Runner. The Long Dark. Another Mary. The Wizard Staff. Hobbit Sword. Goblin Flankers.
So things with such... I see all the high attacks you're talking about, things like that. So do things have like summoning sickness? Like...
That's a really good question.
Okay, no
A really good question.
Okay.
I said I don't remember, because I think the game, it went on once I stopped playing. It went on for a little bit longer, because I played up to, they had the Return of the King set, and they had another set right after it, and at that point, that's when I actually stopped playing, I think. But no, it was really fun. I actually did a lot of drafts with this game. And here are the sites. So that's the deck. And I'm just going to put this back to how it... Oh, goodness. Back to kind of how it had it. So these are the sites. And I don't quite remember exactly how these go. Oh, there's cards back there. But, yeah, Farmer Maggot's Fields. And you could move down. And I believe one of the win conditions is if you got to 9... Maybe if you got to 9 and your fellowship phase made it through without dying, I think you won, I believe. Or maybe you started anew. I really don't remember. But we'll figure that out. And then it looks like, okay, so the rares are in the back. I guess I should have been looking at the cards to see what they all were, but like that one's a common. There's an uncommon. Lots of commons. So we get 3 rares with the starter deck. We got the Mithril Coat, Gloin, and we got the Tower Assassin. Now, one cool thing is this game didn't really deal with, really didn't have anything to do with like colors or anything like that. Again, some cards would tell you a specific type of character that you had to put it on, but basically whatever the cost was, it's all up here.
Did it do foils or anything? Or?
They did have foils, but they were not very... You didn't really see them a whole lot. And the packs were weird too, because I think the packs, you would get the uncommons and then the foil, if there was a foil, then rare. But it wasn't like, all your rares are foils or anything like that. They weren't in there very often that I remember. I know looking at some of the cards now, good lord. Some of them, dude, I've seen some cards like $200-$300 for a game that no one plays.
Wow.
That I know of. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that still randomly play it, but.
All right. So you said his name Gimli?
Yep, Gimli.
Gimli, dwarf of the mountain race, the Dwarf King. We have a Frodo in this one too.
Well, every deck's gonna have a Frodo no matter what.
Okay.
Yeah, because every deck has to have the ring bearer.
Gotcha. Okay.
And unfortunately, if I remember correctly, that ring and that Frodo, those are the only two like starters that you get in like the first, I think, 4 or 5 sets.
Gotcha. So they didn't mix it up too much.
No.
Okay. And this was like bear must be you got to have the symbol.
Yeah. So remember what I was talking about with the orc. So
Yeah.
now you got those orcs. So those are Sauron's orcs, and the other ones were Moria orcs.
Okay. Dwarf guard. To play, spot a dwarf.
Spot just means there has to be a dwarf already in play.
Gotcha. So there's a lot of different words to this game than in other games, but it can probably be easily translated to something that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That looks pretty cool. Orc assassin.
I don't remember what tracker does. I'll figure it out. I got the book over here while you're showing off all those.
Yeah. Theron. Orc inquisitor. He looks nasty.
Have you ever actually watched Lord of the Rings?
I did when I was like I don't remember how old.
You should just do what I do and watch them every year.
Oh God.
Twice a year. Extended editions, don't.
Isn't it like an 11 or 12 hour process?
It might be a little bit more than that, actually. Well, yeah, it's probably about 12.
Yeah.
12 altogether. Because I think it goes like 3.5 hours, and then maybe like right at 3 hours, 45 minutes, maybe 4, and then I think Return of the King is like a little over 4. Maybe. Actually, I have them right over there.
Aren't they on like Netflix or something?
No.
I thought one of them was.
One of them might be.
Or maybe I'm thinking about Amazon.
But even if they are, though, they'll have the theatrical releases, not the extended. And the extended you really need because, like, unlike most movies where they say, oh, yeah, it's extended edition, we just added some stupid, crappy scenes, a lot of the scenes are really important.
Okay. Anduin. Wilderland.
Wilderland? Wilderland?
Anduin?
Anduin.
Oh.
Anduin.
Saying it like World of Warcraft.
Anduin?
Oh man. 14.
Ooh, Balrog! Flame of Udun! Sorry, I'll stop. I don't want to stop.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but okay. We're gonna go with that. I like it.
That's like one of the most famous scenes from Fellowship. The whole "You shall not pass." That's what he's fighting.
I remember that. Yeah. So that's rare right there. 2R52.
Yep.
Okay. Rare. Rare.
Looks like this one actually has 4 rares in it. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Rare. Yep. Another rare. Okay. Well, the cards look pretty cool. It's awesome they took it from the movie.
It's definitely one of those games where, you see a lot of card games where they'll take something from a movie and it just looks stupid. But this one, it actually works.
Yeah, it looks good. Like you said, as long as the movies there are definitely enough scenes to where they can pull from those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the Dragon Ball card game, there's so many things they can pull from.
Yeah.
Hey guys, that's the Dragon Ball. That's the Lord of the Rings card game, the old card game. So if you guys want to see more of this, let us know in the comments below, or hit the like button that tells us that you definitely like the video and you want to see some more. And maybe I'll convince Chris to actually learn how to play and we'll put up some gameplay or something like that. because we can actually find. I did find a bunch of old booster boxes for decently priced. I'd like to open up some. Just again, nostalgia factor.
That's right.
Yeah.
All hail the Dwarf King.
All hail the dwarf king. There's no dwarf women. There's no dwarf women.
What?
We'll talk about this after the video. But yeah, guys, again, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next.
TCG.